Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm here with Soren. Hi, Soren. Thanks so much for being here and being so generous to sit with us and do this ceremonial interview. I really appreciate you taking the time and being brave. Um,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in and ask you the first question, okay?
Okay.
So, what made you feel like you first needed a therapist? What was going on for you?
Well, I wasn't getting, I didn't feel like I was getting treated very well at school, and I just didn't really know how to cope with the people I didn't really like. And it just led to lots of very scary tantrums and lots of just sadness. And I just decided that it'd be good to go to a therapist.
I see. And how old were you at the time?
I was in sixth grade, so maybe about 10 or 11.
Okay. So, was it something that you knew therapy was an option, or how did you know to even ask for that kind of help?
Well, my mom kept bringing up a therapist. And at first I didn't really think that was a good idea, but after a while I thought I should probably try it. But yeah, she kept bringing it up every once in a while.
Okay. Um, I wonder if you could talk about how come you thought it wasn't a good idea at first, and then what kind of changed your mind?
Well, I feel like one of the really hard things about these situations is accepting that there's actually something wrong with you at the moment. So, I mean, yeah, at first I feel like that was just a hard thing for me to accept, but then after a while, once I had already accepted it, I just thought it'd be a good idea to go and try it out.
Yeah, those are wise words. I think, a lot of grown-ups feel the same way. Like they don't really
Yeah.
want to think that there's something wrong either with them or their lives or anything like that. So you're not alone there. Um, so it just things kind of didn't get better on their own. So you thought, okay, fine, I'll try therapy. Like, fine, mom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, so the next question, what was it like when you first reached out or when you first went to see the therapist?
So when I first went to see a therapist, I was excited and nervous. Excited because it's kind of like a unrealistic expectation of things going to get better really, really soon. But I was excited because I just thought that things would start getting better. And nervous because, like I said, it's hard to accept that there's something wrong with you, and going out and talking about it all the time can be hard.
Yeah, sure. So excited and nervous. How did you know that your therapist was a good fit?
Well, I could just tell because she was super kind, accepting. She didn't really force me to do any coping methods. She suggested things, told me why they might help, and she just learned how to adjust and let me do whatever I wanted just to help me feel comfortable. And she was just very good at adjusting to help me get better.
I see, adjusting to you. So kind of meeting you like where you were, I guess,
Yeah.
encouraging, but not trying to like force you into doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So what was the most helpful part of your work in therapy?
That might be a little bit harder. I feel like it was all very helpful. I think the suggestions of coping methods was very helpful. I think the most helpful thing might be just being able to talk about it every week, just having a place to go and talk about it.
I see, I see. Okay, so having some suggestions, like things that you could try, but then also
Yeah,
really just having like a place you could go for X amount of minutes and know that you could really talk about the hard stuff
yeah.
with somebody who was kind and that you trusted.
Hmm.
Cool. Um, I'm a little curious. I wonder if you're okay to talk about like as a kid, you probably had it explained to you, and you're a smart kid, so you understand this kind of stuff. You probably had it explained to you that your parents, you know, sometimes they can be told a little bit about what's going on in therapy with you, even though it's like your therapy. Do you remember talking to your therapist about that?
Yeah, she talked to me about how nothing in the room without my permission could be told to my parents except for like maybe some really severe things.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So how was that to have that kind of independence, and have like privacy and that confidentiality in the room, and then parents who I'm sure like really cared about you and wanted to know how it was going and how you were doing? Was that hard to, I don't know, to balance it?
Not really. I felt like I just didn't really see a reason why not to tell my parents what happened in therapy because, I mean, they wanted to help me too, just like my therapist. So I feel like it was also be very helpful if I told them what was going on too.
That's awesome. So you had a lot of people you felt like you could kind of talk to and work together to try to figure things out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. So what didn't work, or what, I don't know, what was maybe the hardest part, or the parts, that felt like maybe got in the way?
I feel like the only thing that didn't really work for me in therapy was I statements. Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like the reason that didn't work for me is because for a kid my age, those kinds of things just seem really cheesy. So I just didn't really want to do those.
Were they I statements like I am strong, or like I am kind, like kind of positive statements about yourself?
It could be, but mainly it's like when somebody's being, from your eyes, rude or mean, it's more like, I feel this way, or I think this way. But that just makes, to me, in the age I was at, it just, to me, seemed like it was really cheesy. So I didn't really try them.
Did you feel like you could say that to your therapist? Like, this is not working for me. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I definitely felt comfortable saying that to my therapist. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Um, you mentioned going every week, right?
Yes, once a week.
Okay. So, I wonder, like, you're a busy kid, a busy time of life. Did it get in the way having to do that every week? Did it feel like you had to sacrifice anything else, like time doing other things that you enjoyed?
Not really.
Okay.
I just we mainly picked days I didn't really have things going on with. I also generally didn't really have many extracurricular activities.
Okay. So you had time to devote to this process.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So how did you know that you were done with therapy?
Well, I knew I was done when I went to therapy and I just didn't really know what to talk about. But not because I was too sad to talk about it, but just because there was nothing sad to talk about anymore.
I see. So just like you kind of had addressed everything that was sad or hard.
Yeah, and I was able to just turn things that used to be offensive or sad to me, I was able to look at them from a new angle to make it not sad for me anymore.
That's so great. So was it a conversation that you had with your therapist? Like, I don't know if I need to come anymore, or how did you?
Well, at first we decided to start coming every other week
Ah,
to see if more stuff happened, and because more stuff can happen in 2 weeks than 1 week.
right.
Just see if that there's still something to talk about, but there really wasn't. So we all kind of just agreed that I probably didn't really need to do it anymore.
I see. Okay. Um, and when you say we all agreed, like you, your parents, your therapist,
Yes.
everyone was kind of on the same page. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Last question. What would you tell your pre-therapy self?
I would tell my sorry. I would tell my pre-therapy self to keep going and not give up, and that even on those days when you were too sad to go on or you didn't want to go to therapy because you were too sad, just keep going and it's going to get better.
Okay. That's great. Thanks so much, Soren. I so
Yeah.
appreciate you doing this interview.